Hey guys, I am Life is Mine. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. Today I'm going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch that was just revealed last Thursday in Japan. Now, what is the Nintendo Switch? Should you be excited for it? What kind of games are we going to be getting out of this thing? Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. I mean, there was some really cringy, scary moments in there. So I'm going to be talking about all of that today. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me, guys. Let's go to Grandma's house, because you know what? Grandma's got pie. And you know how much I like pie. We focus on all the gloom and doom. There's a lot to like about Nintendo's new console. For starters, it's a portable console. It's not a handheld. It is a console. That is something that Nintendo has said over and over and over again in their press conference and all their social media and all of their YouTube videos and things like that, is that the Nintendo Switch is not a handheld. So don't think of it like the 3DS or the Game Boy or the DS. It is among a home console. It's with the GameCube and the 64 and the Wii U got sitting behind me. Another really interesting thing is, like, basically the Switch is the Wii U, except it's not a piece of shit. I love the Wii U. I got a whole bunch of games on here. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I'm a huge fan of the system and I love the games and stuff. But basically the Wii U, it's kind of an okay console. It's not something that really drove people insane. Oh my god, look what, Nintendo has done, as they normally do. So basically, what Nintendo always does is they push gaming forward. Gaming has always had to, step up to the next level because Nintendo forces gamers and developers and publishers to think differently about gaming in general. It's not just about a controller and a television. Gotta remember some of the things that Nintendo has given gamers. One, the Rumble Pack. Before Nintendo, there was no Rumble. They gave gamers the first analog stick. Yeah, I'm not talking about Atari joysticks. I'm talking about an actual analog stick that was on the Nintendo 64. And actually, this video right here that they played during the press conference best highlights what the Switch does based on everything that Nintendo has given us up to this point. So one of the best moments from the Nintendo press conference was when Shinya Takahashi got on stage and started to explain where the idea of the Nintendo Switch came from. This stuck out to me the most because basically the Nintendo Switch is a collaboration of all of Nintendo's past consoles and portable devices wrapped into one. He goes into explain how the Game Boy was portable and the Nintendo Famicom, which we had in the States, was the NES. How that gave us D-pads. The Super Famicom, where we got the Super Nintendo, the L and R buttons. I really enjoyed this moment, and I thought it was a highlight, probably the best moment from the entire conference, in my opinion, because it really showed everyone how far Nintendo has come over the years in gaming, and also what they have done for gaming as well, and showing that this new device, the Nintendo Switch, incorporates everything that they've done. We're talking about through the Yamauchi family, all the way up until Iwata, all the way up until the current president, Kimishima. So, it's pretty amazing that everything that they've done up to this point has been taken into consideration. The motion controls for the Joy-Con the stylus, the touch screen for the screen itself. And I think it's pretty amazing. Basically, they started, that started coming to the Wii U. You got to see a lot of that stuff. The touchscreen and the joysticks and the L and R buttons and all this kind of stuff like that. And then everything together, that made the Nintendo Switch, and that moment there was one of the strongest and one of the most important takeaways from this new console, because it literally has the Game Boy embedded in it, it has the DS, it has the Wii U, it has the GameCube, it has everything embedded right inside of it. So the best things about the Nintendo Switch are it's portable. It has game carts, so we're not to worry about scratching discs and all those kind of things like that. You can take it anywhere you want. You can hook 8 different Switches up together and play with your friends on the go. You can take the little Joy-Con controllers off and give it to one of your friends at the end of the day. I think that is absolutely mind-blowing. It takes couch co-op on the go with you. So if you want to go with your game and your friends to the park, or on the train, or on the bus, or to McDonald's, or wherever you're going, you can take your Switch, take your friends, take some sticks, and play Mario Kart. Who knows what else we're going to say? I'm sure Smash Brothers and a whole bunch of games coming up, but I think that is fantastic. Getting people off the couch into the real world, which is Nintendo has always wanted to do, really ever since the Game Boy when they were doing, motion, or not the Game Boy, excuse me, the DS when they were doing motion tracking and things like that. So I think this is a really good way to get people off the couch, hanging out with all their friends, and doing things that you like to do in your own life. You can take gaming with you. You don't have to be stuck to the couch. If we are just going to sit on the couch and play with one controller on one console, then what is the point of trying anything new, having new experiences? If you're going to play the same games over and over again the same way that you've been playing these games, what is the point at the end of the day? And that is where Nintendo comes from. It's where they've always come from, and it's where they will always go until they can't anymore. And I think this is very important for Nintendo and for Nintendo fans, because Nintendo is bridging together their home console and their portable audience together into one mainstream device. They're still going to be having the 3DS on the side, as they've explained, so basically it's going to be the Switch and the 3DS for now. But eventually 3DS support will come to an end, and it will be entirely focused on the Switch. As a gamer, what does this mean for me personally? I'm a huge portable fan. I've started with the Game Boy, and I'm all the way up to the PlayStation Vita, and I had the 3DS, the new 3DS, all those kinds of systems. I've had the Game Boy Advance along the way. I had a Sega Game Gear. It's crazy. I've loved portable games forever. Best thing about the Nintendo Switch is that I can combine my love and passion for my portable games and my home console games. I no longer have to have a 3DS and a Switch or whatever. I can have one unit and play the games I want on the go at my house, wherever I want to. I absolutely love that about this. This is if you're a fan of portable games in general, this is a long-time dream that we've been wanting and waiting for. If you have a tablet, there's really not over-the-top immersive types of games, right? Portable games have always been kind of held back by storage space. Portable games have never been able to reach the heights that console games have been. Now, that's not saying that's never happened, because I have played some amazing portable games before. Killzone Mercenaries on the PlayStation Vita, Batman on the Game Boy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue on the Game Boy is one of my favorite portable games of all time. It's basically a Metroidvania game with Michelangelo saving the turtles, and it's just awesome. Bravely Default on the 3DS, Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. So Nintendo really has a really amazing and interesting idea here, and I really hope they can do as many things as they possibly can with this, because you are no longer stuck to your couch. You can go anywhere, you can do anything, take your stuff with you, you're gaming wherever. You're waiting in line, you're gaming on your Switch. You're sitting on the bus, you're gaming on your Switch. You're waiting at McDonald's, you're gaming on your Switch. I mean, you can take your games anywhere, and then when you're done, go home and play them on your television. I think it's fantastic. I think it's an awesome, interesting concept that Nintendo has brought to us again, something that we've always wanted, fuse these two worlds together into one. But it's very interesting to remember that this is not a portable console, this is a home console. Nintendo has stressed this over and over and over again. We're not working on a portable, this is a home console. This is what they're going up against with the Scorpio coming out in holiday and eventually the PlayStation 5. And that's where some of this starts to come, take a turn for the worse, because you're looking at this and it's not a very overpowered system. Nintendo isn't really going for... They're not going for graphics here. They're not going for power. They're going for ease of access for a lot of gamers. Take it with you. It's seamless. Play it at your house. So let's focus on some of the not so pretty stuff here. It's the bad. It's not. We're not at the ugly yet. Trust me. We're gonna get to some ugly. But the bad stuff that we have to kind of talk about here is basically how they're releasing this stuff, the prices of all of it. It's just. I really believe Nintendo could have shot for a lower price on their system and a lot of these accessories that you're going to need if you really want to immerse yourself in the Switch. Alright, let's take a look. Nintendo Switch is going to be costing everyone $299.99, and from my understanding, it does not come with a pack-in game. And I think this is a huge, huge misstep. I really think Nintendo should have included a game with this console. I mean, you're saying, here's this brand new thing that nobody knows what it is, how the hell it works, or anything like that, and there's no game. I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they're going to be packing in Zelda down the road. Hopefully they're going to be packing in, Mario Odyssey when that comes out. But as of right now, you're getting a Switch for $300. That's it. So when the Wii U originally launched, the 32GB one that you're seeing behind me was $349.99, and the white one, which was an 8GB one, it was $299.99. So now I really think that Nintendo should have gone the extra mile and said $249.99 for this new console to not only show consumers that they're serious about this and they want to get back into gaming, which is pretty competitive next to Sony's $400 console and Microsoft's $500 console when it launched. However, they're not launching these at the beginning of this generation. Right now, you can get a PlayStation 4 for roughly $250, $275, and same thing with an Xbox One S. So it's even the step up with the 4K Blu-ray player inside of it. You can get that for $250, $275, $300. So now I think Nintendo is shooting themselves in the foot at this price point because you're going to see the Switch. And you're not going to be able to get GTA 5 or 6, most likely. You're not going to be able to get a lot of the games that you're going to want. Battlefield 1 doesn't seem like that's coming to Switch. You're not going to be getting Titanfall. You're not going to be getting Mafia. You're not going to be getting a lot of the games that are out right now. Madden. They said NBA 2K18 is going to be coming out next year. But I doubt you're going to see WWE and a whole lot of the games like that. Another big problem with the Nintendo Switch is the Nintendo Switch accessories. If you're going to want this Pro controller here, which is basically going to be like an Xbox One controller, it's going to cost you $70. Joy-Con controllers, you get 2 in a pack, $80. Now, if you want one of these, it's $50, which is it's right on point with what the Wiimotes were going for. I believe Wiimotes now, brand new, are like $40. Are coming down in price, but they're brand new. They're $50. So if you get 2 of them for $80, it actually makes a little bit of sense. You get the Joy-Con charging grip for $30. Charge your Joy-Con. The dock, which you can buy again if that happens to break, it's $90 for some reason. It comes with an HDMI cable. It comes with a power brick, and this right here is the worst fucking thing that Nintendo could have done. Let me ask you a serious fucking question, Nintendo. Why would you go back to one of these? What is this? Why would you do this? The Nintendo Switch dock has one of these fucking things. I hate these things so fucking much. If you've ever seen them before, you gotta put them in the there's no room for these fucking things. Why would you go back to this? All of your consoles, including the Wii, the Wii U, the GameCube, even the Nintendo 64 had a fucking cord coming out of one of these fucking things. Why would you go back to this? Why would you do this, Nintendo? Why? Why would you do this? These things are the fucking devil right here. I mean, I don't even know where the hell I'm gonna find a wall outlet available for this fucking thing. The way I see it is that the dock doesn't do anything. So when you put the portable console into the dock, it's on your television, and the only console part is the tablet itself. So I don't really understand why they had to charge $300 for the controllers and the HD rumble and all this stuff. It just gets really convoluted and it gets messy at the end of the day. Alright, so kind of scrolling down here, it comes in 2 colors. You have your gray Joy-Con for $299. Oh, look at that. Oh, so there it is. It comes with the 2 Joy-Cons. It comes with the charger, the dock, and then the Switch itself, which is the tablet. So basically, the Joy-Cons come off on the sides here, as you can see, and you can play it as it's standing up here. So that all comes in the box for $300. Also comes in blue and red, as I said before. So if you don't like the gray and you want to get a little funky fresh, get some blue and red in your life, and that's still $300. So a huge problem with the Switch is the accessories are going to be costing way too much fucking money. It's absolutely insane. Why would you pay $70 for a controller? $69.99. PlayStation controllers go for $50. PlayStation controllers go for $60. Xbox One controllers go for $50, $60. This controller is going to be $70. Now, I know you don't need it to play the Switch, but if you're going to be using the Switch as an at-home console only, which I have a lot of friends that keep telling me they're not going to be taking this thing on the go with them. They don't care about portable gaming. They don't care about taking this thing with them in their pockets and shit. They just want to play a game when they come home at the end of the day. They don't care about taking their games with them. So more than likely, they're going to want this $70 controller, and it's a $70 controller. So before the initial Switch reveal, Nintendo came out and said that a whole bunch of partners, developers and publishers are working with Nintendo to make some really fantastic Switch games. As we can see here from this, we got Activision, Atlas, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Capcom. We got Marvelous, we got Level 5, Konami, Koei Tecmo, Sega, Platinum Games. We also have Ubisoft and Warner Brothers and so many games. I mean, this is just fantastic. Probably one of the most interesting ones that I see on here is gonna be From Software. I'm looking at you, Dark Souls. I wonder if we're gonna be getting some portable games here. So the games that we can expect up at the launch of this console, we got the day that it comes out is March 3rd. So we got Zelda Breath of the Wild, Skylander Imaginators, Just Dance 2017, Super Bomberman R, which was pretty fantastic, and 1-2 Switch, which I'm kind of on the fence about. But yeah, you do have that's not a bad launch lineup of games. I've seen way worse launch games from a console. I mean, look at the Nintendo 64. It only had 2 games when it came out. I mean, sure, Super Mario 64 is considered one of the best games of all time, but it only had 2 games. When I got my 64, I was like, well, I guess I'm playing Mario or Pilot Wings, and I put in Mario, and I was like, oh my god, and I put in Pilot Wings, and I was like, okay, I'm going back to Mario now, and I fucking Mario'd it up all of 96. That's all I did. 96 and a 97. I really think some of these games that Nintendo is bringing out is pretty interesting, and it's showing people what the Switch can do, and it's not a very strong lineup, but it's not a very weak one either. I mean, with Zelda, with Bomberman, you have your Just Dance, and you also have your 1-2 Switch if you want to try something new. Just looking back at the games here, the next one in March, there's no date on this one, but we got Snipper Clips. We got Fast RMX, which is Fast Racing Neo. It's going to be it's basically Wipeout meets F-Zero and put them together. We also got Has Been Heroes. That game looks pretty cool. They showed that off. Then in April, we can look forward to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Then in late 2017, we have ARMS, Puyo Puyo Tetris, Disgaea 5, and Rhyme. Summer 2017, I do apologize if they're in German, I don't know what's happening here. In summer 2017, we can expect Splatoon 2. In fall, we're going to get Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. And then sometime in holiday, we're going to get Super Mario Odyssey. Next, these games have all been announced for 2017, so we don't know when they're coming out. We're getting Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're getting Steep, we're getting Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, I Am Setsuna, which is fantastic, Sonic Mania, Minecraft, Siberia 3, NBA 2K, Dragon Ball, Xenoverse 2, and FIFA 17, I would believe. I'm not sure if it's going to be 17 or 18. I would assume it's going to be 7. I don't know, maybe it's 18. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So Nintendo is looking at, a kind of a shotgun blast for gamers. They got their sports titles, they have their Mario, they have their Zelda, their Splatoon, they have a lot of their first party stuff that people expect from Nintendo. The mainstaying one is Zelda, and I believe it is the big reason why the Wii U over here has not succeeded, is because there's no mainstay Zelda game. The first one was released was Wind Waker, which was a GameCube reboot, or a remake, excuse me, and then we got Twilight Princess, which was a Wii GameCube remake, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for that mainstay Zelda title ever since we saw that tech demo back in 2011, I think it was. So yeah, we're getting Breath of the Wild, and it's pretty exciting that's going to be kind of a send-off to the Wii U and a hello to the Switch, as we saw with the GameCube and the Wii. So another kind of shady gray area, which I kind of call some of the ugliness to all of this, is that Nintendo is going to be charging for online as Sony and Xbox does. But at this point in time, we don't know how much it's going to cost, but we do know a few things about it. So basically, this is how it works. The Nintendo Switch Online service, according to Nintendo, will be a paid service launching fall 2017. The free trial period starts in March, so you can check it all out, and I'm sure we'll hear by then how much this is all going to cost. But according to Nintendo, this service lets Nintendo Switch owners enjoy online multiplayer gaming, as well as a dedicated smartphone app that connects to your Nintendo Switch system and helps you connect with friends for online play sessions. So now there's some good and some bad about all of this. However, we don't know how much it's going to cost, and it's a little confusing confusing that the Switch itself cannot do this by itself. The PlayStation can, the Xbox can. The Switch needs a smartphone app to allow you to maintain this online multiplayer, and also they're going to be using it for the game chat as well. You're going to have to use, I believe, your cellular service to do this. Now, my understanding of all of this is that Xbox and Sony are at home, constantly hooked up to an internet connection, or at least they should be. Your Switch is not going to be if you're taking it on the go with you. So, I mean, this could be potentially smart as long as it's not driving up your phone bill. If it drives up my phone bill, I'm gonna fucking kill them. Online play on Nintendo Switch. You'll be able to play compatible co-op and competitive games online by signing in with your Nintendo account. Online play will be free for Nintendo account holders until paid online service launches in fall 2017. After the trial, most games will require paid service. We don't know how much that's going to be, though. So plan for fall 2017, online lobby and voice chat. Our new dedicated smart device app will connect to Nintendo Switch and let you invite friends to play online, set play appointments, and chat with friends during online matches and compatible games, all from your smart device. A free limited version is also going to be available in summer 2017. So I am a little bit curious about this. I think it's going to be cool that, I can be talking to my buddy from across the world, and we're playing Splatoon together, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go fucking to work and I gotta get on the bus. So then I can take my Switch with me and I can do all my shit, and I can still continue to have that conversation with him, so it's not gonna be like lost, like, oh, I gotta go. There's not gonna be really I have to go do something. I have to leave to do, to stop playing the game, because if you have the ability to do so, you can take your party with you. And that's kind of interesting. So now with all of this, we're going to be getting a monthly game download. According to Nintendo, subscribers will get to download and play a Nintendo Entertainment System (NES) or Super Nintendo Entertainment System (Super NES) game with newly added online play for free for a month. So that's pretty cool. If you have PlayStation Plus, you get free games on your PS4, on your PS3, and on your PlayStation Vita. If you have an Xbox, you get Xbox 360 games, and you also get Xbox One games free because, you're just a member, you help support for the online service, and they give you free monthly games, and that is very cool. So Nintendo has seen this, and they're going to be doing this. However, there's a catch. So according to Polygon, they actually dug a little bit deeper into all of this, seeing what is the free game? Is it going to work like Sony, where we're going to keep the game as long as we're a subscriber? Same thing with Xbox. If you pay for these online services, you get to keep the games that you download. However, with Nintendo, it's going to be a little bit different. They're going to be giving you a free trial of a NES and Super Nintendo game for 1 month, and then after that month is up, you will not be able to play that game for free anymore. You, of course, will be able to buy that game, but you will not be able to continue to play that game. So here, confirmed by Nintendo by this dude here. Monthly free classic game on Switch is indeed only available for that month. More deets on the Virtual Console before launch. So basically, you're going to get a demo of a game, NES or Super NES, for a month. This may turn into DS games and GameCube games and 64 games. I don't know. We got to see exactly how backwards compatibility is going to work on the Switch going forward. But yeah, you're going to be getting a free game for a limited time. Now, a lot of people, you're like, oh, that's fucking infuriating. I pay for this shit. I should be getting free shit. Fuck all this. Nintendo's in trouble. And that's the bottom line of all of this. Nintendo is in trouble. They can't afford to give you free games. If they could, they would. I mean, that's just the bottom line. If they could afford, if they could be like Microsoft and Xbox or Sony and PlayStation, which give you, I mean, depends on what you have. I mean, Sony, you can get 6 free games a month if you have a PS3, a Vita, and a PS4. And if you have an Xbox One, you get 360 games, then you get Xbox One games. I mean, you get like 6 games a month. It's absolutely insane, and you keep them for as long as you have those services. Nintendo sees it a little bit differently. Now, it's a huge problem because consumers are less likely to buy into this online service because they're not being rewarded for doing so. A huge perk for PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live is that you get free games. So roughly, you get over $1,000 worth of free games on either console because you pay $60 a year to maintain the servers. Now, another issue I have with all this is I don't play Nintendo games to play multiplayer games. I just don't. Nintendo servers have always been excruciatingly terrible. But it seems that they are taking the appropriate steps to combat this. So maybe going forward, if this does take off, we will see Battlefield, we will see Titanfall 2, we will see Grand Theft Auto, because I think a lot of developers shy away from putting their games on Nintendo consoles because of the multiplayer aspect. If you've ever played Mario Kart Online, if you've ever played Splatoon, if you've ever played Smash Brothers, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. The shit just doesn't work. Basically, you go on, you can't connect, there's a whole bunch of fucking problems with it. It's not even worth trying. Now, I love Splatoon, it's one of my favorite games on the Wii U, but every time I go on, it fucking doesn't work. Have you played Smash Brothers Online? Because if you have, you know how broken that shit is, and it's fucking terrible. So if Nintendo's going to be getting money from us to fix that, I'm fine with it. I am. I want to try to play Nintendo games online, but I don't because I can't. Because it doesn't work. So if Nintendo is going to fix this, I'm all for it. I just don't know how much it's going to cost. So basically how the Nintendo Online service is going to work is that you pay a monthly subscription fee and you will be able to play your online games, you'll be able to do online lobby and voice chat, and you'll also be able to get that monthly game download and exclusive deals. Now available to everybody is going to be access to the eShop, register and manage your friends, share screenshots of social media, and access to the Nintendo Switch parental control app. So I'm glad that Nintendo is actually taking a foot forward on this. I mean, this is the way that gaming is today. Nintendo is always pushing and driving and trying to be different. However, people just want Nintendo to be somewhat similar. They've gotten comfortable on other consoles. Alright, so the ugliness of all of this is that Nintendo doesn't take into account that people have gotten comfortable on PlayStation and Xbox, and they do fantastic things. There's a lot of stuff that Nintendo isn't talking about here. We don't know if we're going to be getting achievements or trophies, or my personal favorite, they should call them stars, or coins, or anything. Shit, give us fucking horse milk. Give us anything. So when we do something in a game, ping, a little thing pops up in the corner. Oh, you did something awesome. I just want that. I just want something that pops up. Ping! Oh, you did it! You know, I could replay through Super Metroid or through my Mega Man games, or I could do... I mean, oh my god, I would go back through Nintendo's entire library if I had achievements. It's basically how back in the day when we used to go to the arcade and we would get, you know, a score, and then you'd be a living legacy. You would put your name in, the score would be there until somebody else came along and beat it. However, these are personalized, and they're always yours. So it's just a little extra something that gamers have become accustomed to that Nintendo is still not talking about. I am, however, glad that Nintendo is taking the right step forward. You know, they are trying to fix their online server, which has been abysmal for years now. I mean, when the Wii came out, that game, you could not play Mario Kart online. You just couldn't. Same thing with the Wii U. They didn't take any of this into account. Nintendo's always worried about going forward, and they don't ever actually look at the landscape of what other gaming companies have done. It's like Nintendo's wearing blinders. It's like, this is what we do, this is all we know, and this is how we're just going to continue going forward, directly to you, without ever seeing any of the shit that's happening over here. However, all this shit happening over here, this is where people game. This is reality. There's PlayStation, there's Xbox, there was a Sega out there. I mean, this is where people are. And Nintendo is continuously going down this very narrow path without looking at any of this stuff. I'm happy they are taking the online into account. However, at the end of the day, the Nintendo Switch doesn't seem like it's getting enough support from developers. Sure, you remember that big list that we showed earlier. However, where is Madden? Where's Titanfall 2? Okay, those games are out. Let's look forward. Where's Mass Effect Andromeda? Where's the exclusive Platinum games? Where's the exclusive second-party games we're supposed to be getting? This reveal was a pretty big letdown. We're not getting Mario at launch. We're gonna get Zelda, which is gonna be the best game available. I think it's in a runner for a game of the year already. However, we're not getting a lot of the games that we really thought that Nintendo was going to be getting. I gotta play devil's advocate here. A lot of developers didn't actually get the Nintendo Switch until a few months ago, from what I understand. So a lot of people are just now, you know, working with their developer kits, and they're trying to make something amazing for this console. So, you know, I think the Switch has a bright future ahead of it. However, I don't believe that this is the saving grace that Nintendo needed. I really think that they should have kind of stepped back a little bit and got a little comfortable here and said, listen, we understand you want a gaming console with a controller. There it is. I honestly think they should have just called the damn thing Nintendo. Gave us all their games. The whole library, everything. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Fuck it, put Genesis on there. Why the fuck not? Why not put Genesis games on there? Who cares? Everything. Put everything on there. Put all your shit. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Did you enjoy the Nintendo Switch? Are you going to be buying one? Do you think this is a really good step for Nintendo, or do you think they're just walking backwards as they have done quite some times? Do you have a Wii U? Do you feel burned? Let me know. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care.